Hi everyone, my name is Julia, and today me and my team are going to introduce to you our new and innovative online platform, Meraki Arts. Starting off with who we are, Meraki Arts is a company that has been founded with the vision to make art created by professionals and amateurs alike more accessible at a global level by bridging the gap between artists and the customer. Our mission statement displays how Meraki Arts is a company that offers a unique customer experience through our innovative interaction online. So starting off with our marketing plan, we have set out a list of business and marketing objectives to guide our plan. So starting off with our business objectives, we are aiming to achieve sustainable growth and a high market share by achieving our short-term objectives of gaining 50,000 registered users within 6 months, and our long-term goals of 200,000 registered users by year 2. So as well as continuously working towards our government and risk management in order to gain long-term success. The marketing objectives we will focus on are to bridge the gap between consumers and the artists and to become a market leader. Our target demographic is consumers ages 20 to 35 with a full-time job and annual income of $40,000 to $65,000 per year. They have a busy lifestyle and value convenience. So Meraki Arts focuses on marketing efforts on highly concentrated cities. We will focus our advertisements on cities that have a high influence on artistic values, for instance, New York and California, and this is due to their reputable art programs. And within Canada, we will target highly populated areas such as Toronto, Ottawa, Quebec, Montreal, and Vancouver. So in launching our online platform, we have considered the structure and functionality of our consumers by designing our website to be easy for consumers to navigate and find the perfect art piece. It will give consumers the option to opt into emails, to receive notifications and updates on new features, and when new pieces of art they enjoy will pop up on the website. And we will measure feedback on the website through measuring number of visitors, bounce back rate, average time on page, click-through rate, and conversion rate, then making the corrections needed and additions we see fit. So we have chosen to pursue a search engine optimization feature to drive consumers to our website, and we will do this by utilizing keywords such as buy art online, modern art, and graffiti paintings. Meraki Arts will generate revenue by soliciting advertisements on our website and selling featured photo space on our homepage. The second way we will generate revenue is through a commission of total sales value from online transactions. And our overall goal for this plan is to be ranked high on Google search results in order to drive traffic to the site and influence purchases. So we've also linked our social media platforms on the website, and I'll now pass it on to Mitchell to explain how we will promote Meraki Arts on these platforms.
Hi everyone, so I'm quickly going to cover how we're going to use the social media platforms to advertise Meraki Arts. First off, we're going to use the Instagram ad budgeting. So they have a cost per click method structure set up, which will only allow us to have costs go through when people click on our advertisements. So it only goes through when the traffic is created. We will be placing our ads through story feeds and through placement ads. So we focus on highlighting artists throughout the stories and actually what the website is throughout the story feed. The average daily budget would be about $20 on a day-to-day basis. Instagram has a feature where the average daily budget fluctuates based on activity throughout the day. So at a more popular time, the $20 we focus more on that time and less on the more dead space hours. The other digital advertising structure would be through Snapchat. It would be because Snapchat has the high open rate. We'll be placing ad placements within the discovery stories you use through through Snapchat. Snapchat will be having the discovery stories that cost about $50 to advertise there on a daily basis. We replace these ads in related-based discovery stories, so discovery stories related to art. In the future, we're hoping to create discovery stories that are ourselves based on the artists we highlight themselves. But as of right now, in the first year, it's a little bit too expensive, but it is a future goal. So here's a quick highlight of the marketing budget itself. So it rounds out to about $31,800. So the hope with that would be to have enough advertising out of that to get a good start to the advertising campaign, as well as maintain it throughout the year. In the future, we hope to touch upon radio advertisements to reach that older demographic who might be looking for the art themselves, rather than the younger demographic who use the social media ads, as well as use the advertisements to center around advertisements that would be more on our new features, such as the auction and other future endeavors. I pass to Andrea for the management plan.
All right, so for the HR management plan, so our company is a startup, and so the work will be done all through an informal organizational structure. Setting the space as we begin to hire employees, the structure will work as an ability to hear other ideas, increase communication, boost morale, and create a positive work environment. We at Meraki Arts want to act as a family. As we begin hiring, we cannot provide much in terms of incentives. However, we can provide a fun work environment where ideas are applauded, lunch is provided, and even exercise materials will be around in our office when it's established. So we do have a code of conduct. We expect respect, we provide flexibility, and we help whenever possible. We are honest and transparent, and we expect that from our employees as well. We address team conflicts instantly. Our environment will be open and a welcoming workplace. Being a startup company and our limited budget, we as the founders are working on a specific roles using the governance structure of a collective board. We will be hiring one IT specialist to overlook all the technological specialties. And now I will pass it off to Janessa for the information system.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the information systems. So there are 5 components of an information system that include the following. So hardware is the electronic components and associated gadgets that constitute a computer system. So in our case, we will be using desktops and laptops. So desktops will be around $3,000 and laptops will be about $1,500 each. Moving on to software, that is programs and applications that run or operate on a computer system. So we will need a website, which is going to be around $7,000 for the initial cost, $500 maintenance per year, and about $80 to host per year. We will also need website security, which will be around $500 per year. And we will also be using QuickBooks for all our accounting needs, so that'll be about $275 for the first year as well. We will also be using an app, which will be $80,000 to develop, and we will need security and maintenance for that app as well, which is $5,000 per month. And lastly, social media for software. We'll be using Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and those are all free, so we'll be using those for our company. Moving on to data, so that is the basic building blocks of information and facts. We'll be using Google Analytics, which is free up until we reach 5 million impressions per month. Marketers can tag site visitors with cookies that they can track to see the characteristics of those that have visited the website, the actions people have taken there, and whether the visited resulted in a sale or any positive or negative outcomes. In Google Analytics, marketers can see graphically where users tended to go, which exact pages they viewed, and where they exited, and this will allow us to gain more consumer insight. Google Analytics also shows whether the web traffic will be coming from a mobile device or other operating systems like our app and the website. Moving on to procedures, those are the instructions or processes you follow, so that will just include the training for each employee, how to use the software and understand their roles, because each employee will have a role in a specific department. And lastly, people, so that is the people who want to achieve a particular outcome by interacting with systems. So like I said before, the accounting and finance team will be using QuickBooks. The marketing department will focus on social media and data, and IT will be looking at website and security, and as well as the app and the security that goes into that. And lastly, the strategic business objectives of utilizing an info system include operational excellence, so improving efficiency, improved relationships, and also this will allow us to gain competitive advantage. Now I'll pass it off to Jamal, who's going to be talking about the operational plan.
Like I said, I'm going to talk about the operational plan here at Meraki. Alright, so Meraki Arts will employ a fairly small manufacturing process. The service that we offer of providing customers with an online platform to buy arts requires very little manufacturing from us and a lot more from our suppliers or sellers online. The first step of this process is when our suppliers would gain access to our site and post work to the site or the app online. Second step is when the customers would go online and purchase the art they desire. Lastly is the delivery method from the seller to the buyer. As a result of this simple process, we have a very limited vertical integration and deployment of physical resources. However, our relationship with our suppliers is absolutely vital as we have to depend on them and a large number of them to ensure that we have a large volume for our consumers to choose from online. As stated previously, our business doesn't really require any raw materials to provide our service. In terms of sourcing, Meraki will use a fairly fair amount of outsourcing. We'll be using an outside firm to develop and maintain our website. We'll also be using outsourcing for our delivery method, with the total of the shipping and handling costs being added to the buyer's price. The service we provide will also exemplify parallel sourcing, as it requires an outside firm to develop the platform, as well as artists to supply the art online. I'm going to pass it off to Justin now and Cole for the financials.
Thanks, Jamal. Due to the uniqueness of Meraki, we had to forecast our financials using what we feel are prominent companies with similar cost and revenue structures over differing periods of time. So starting costs and revenue values, for example, as well as growth ratios of accounts were derived using early financial statements of these similar e-commerce companies, proportionate to how much art each of these companies is selling relative to their total sales. Ultimately, this yielded us with a total revenue of about $76,000 US over our first year of operations. And moving into our financial statements, total revenue is a combination of our three primary revenue streams, which include commissions revenue. So this is revenue generated based on the percentage of commission that Meraki takes off of sales transaction, and in consistency with our growth strategy, this percentage is going to slowly increase over time, which we feel is going to conversely yield to diminishing growth rate returns over time. In terms of advertising revenue, this is revenue generated from advertising space that we offer to other companies. We plan on introducing this revenue stream after our first year of operations. And then finally, our other revenues are revenues generated from in-house promotions for registered users on our platform, such as our promoted content.
So as for our first year and our development costs, you can see that we expect to obtain net losses in our first 2 years, which is largely in portion due to our research and development and other costs like advertising in order to grow our customer base, which is a large portion of our model as being growth model. But in years 3, 4, and 5, you can see our net returns take a drastic turn and they go more as a net profit, which is where we will start to further enhance our product in including the auction house and other things. So thank you for listening, and we'll open the floor for questions.